So in this video, I'm going to show you my foundation and concealer routine. So first things first, I'm going to use MAC Fix Plus to prime my skin. All of the products I'm going to use are mostly MAC unless stated otherwise. So I'm going in with Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My color is 6W1 Sandalwood. I love this foundation. It is by far the best foundation I've ever tried. I've been using it for years and it's a staple for me. You don't need a lot of it, as you can see. It's a full coverage oil control matte foundation, but I like to use the Fix Plus to kind of make it a little more dewy. So I'm using that all over. Again, you don't need a lot. And plus we're going to use concealer, so we don't have to use a lot of foundation to start. I like to also spray my Real Techniques sponge before I put my foundation on. Now you're going to, like I said, you're going to see me use the Fix Plus a lot because it just helps to blend everything a little better. The next thing I'm going to use is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation plus Concealer. My shade in that is 24 Golden. Now this works almost like a concealer and a corrector. As you can see, it kind of has a little bit of an orange tint to it, so it conceals and it corrects. I also love this. This is another makeup staple for me. And I'm using that under my eyes just to cover anything that the foundation didn't cover. Any areas where I have any dark spots or imperfections that I want to cover. Going in with Fix Plus for the second time. And just using more blending with the sponge. You really can never blend your makeup too much. Just using a little bit more of the Beyond Perfecting to cover areas where I have darkness. And again, more blending. Next thing I'm going to use to contour with is the MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. The shade that I'm using is NW55. I sprayed a little bit of the Fix Plus on my brush too to also help with blending. Now you don't need to do all these other steps. You really could just use the foundation and concealer and be done with it. But of course, I more often than not always like to highlight and contour just to give definition to my face. Now I'm going in with the MAC Studio Fix foundation stick in NW60. Now these are discontinued. You can still find a few shades on the MAC website, but I mean, you could really use anything as long as it's darker than your skin. That is the point of using contour, is to use something darker to make things appear smaller. So you can use anything darker, a darker foundation or a darker powder. Use whatever you like. You don't have to use a foundation or concealer stick necessarily. Now I'm going in with the same concealer in a different shade. The shade that I'm using to highlight with is NC44. Now I have this concealer in a couple different shades. I use this shade when I want more of an intense highlight. I mean, you don't even have to do this step at all. I also have this shade in an NC45. I have it in an NC50, I believe. So it really just depends on the look that I'm doing, but I'm just doing my everyday makeup. But I actually I don't even use this every day necessarily, but for video purposes, I'm using it. Couldn't tell you the number of the brushes that I'm using off the top of my head, so I will most likely go in later in the description box and post all the brushes that I'm using. And going in with Fix Plus again, I think that's what, number 3. My brows are done. I did that off camera. So now I'm going to go in with the MAC Studio Fix Powder in NC47. Now again, I can use NC47. I can use NW45. I use NC45 underneath my eyes to highlight with. So love this powder. It's a makeup staple, still is to this day for a lot of people. And I'm using that all over to set my foundation and concealer. Now I'm going in with the Sacha Butter Cup loose powder. I'm going to use that just under my eyes. Now I don't put this under my eyes and leave it there, bake it, whatever you want to call that. I don't do that. I put it there and I sweep it away. I find if I leave it too long, it starts to get cakey, so I just like to blend it immediately. So my goal here is to post makeup videos consistently. So like I said, I did do my brows off camera, so I do plan to do a eyebrow tutorial among others. So if you have suggestions or things you want to see, please let me know down in the comments. So now I'm just going in with MAC Studio Fix Powder, and I believe the shade is NW55. The number has rubbed off my container, but I'm pretty sure it's NW55. Going in with Fix Plus again. And now I'm just going to do some more blending with my Real Technique sponge. I absolutely love these sponges. They're very cheap. You can get them mostly at any drugstore, Amazon. They're amazing. I'm using that same NW55 Studio Fix powder just to contour my nose a little bit. Now I'm taking the NC47 Studio Fix powder. I like to put it over my brows, especially in the front. It lightens them up a bit and it makes my brows look more natural. My brows are, you'll see in the eyebrow tutorial, my brows don't look anything like they look here. They are very overdrawn and very fake. So putting the powder on top just kind of helps it just makes it look a little more natural. Now I'm using NC45 Studio Fix powder under my eyes for a little bit of highlight. Now, as you can see here, I've put on what most would probably consider a lot of makeup. However, I've used a lot of makeup, I've used a lot of different colors, a lot of different layers, but I've also blended it, I'd say, very well too. And the Fix Plus and the Beauty Blender sponge helps a lot with that. But I do go back and forth with brushes and sponges because to me, I get the blends by using both. So now I'm using Bobbi Brown highlighter. The color is called Pink Glow. This is one of my favorite highlighters ever. It just looks like you put a light bulb underneath your skin. It's so beautiful. I would describe it as like a pink champagne color. I prefer a pink highlight over a gold one, even though gold highlight looks amazing on brown skin. And Fix Plus. So at this point, my foundation is pretty much done. I'm just going in and adding a couple finishing touches. I'm using MAC Graphblack eyeliner in my waterline. I love this liner. It's pretty smooth and it stays put. More blending. I need to get my hair done. There's nothing like fresh braids. More blending. For my lips, I have on Chestnut lip liner, Myth lipstick, and See-Thru lip gloss. This is my go-to nude lip. I absolutely love this combo. It's so pretty. I'm using NC45 Studio Fix powder just to kind of sharpen my lips. And we're pretty much done at this point. So thank you so much for watching. like, comment, subscribe, and suggest what you'd like to see. Oh, right there I use MAC Raizin Blush. That's a really good everyday blush. I don't really like to use a whole lot, so you can barely tell that it's there, but I like it. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.